the darker side, maybe Cantopop is not so dark. It's more like melancholic and sentimental, maybe. Yeah. So whereas No Such Thing is much more, maybe darker and more melancholic. Yeah, I would say.
If it's wrong or right, it's a matter for your mind. If it's closed or wide open, in the years of life, to your thoughts reside in a museum. Is it possible to be blind to our differences? I don't believe that we're different. Deep down inside, we must be the same. Is it wrong, I think, but maybe you know better. Is it wrong to wish for this? Well, you tell me. I don't really know, never certain. How can you be so sure? I don't know. Please don't lose your mind. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. What's bothering your mind? Mine is so heavy. It's time to take it easy. Take it easy. Just don't feed it. Let it go. Thank you.
Okay, hi, Leslie Low.
Hello.
Welcome to the Weekend's office.
Thank you.
And it's a thrill. We're thrilled to
Thanks,
have you
guys.
here.
Yes.
And this is actually your second stop for
It's
Leslie
nice
Low
to be
Live in the Living Room Malaysia tour.
Living room here.
So do you want to tell us how's it going so far?
It's it's been going quite well. Actually, we started in Singapore. We had two different stretches of living rooms. Yeah, and it's those were really very intimate. Basically, going into people's spaces and seeing their group of friends and seeing how some of the groups of friends are connected to other living rooms as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a small circle, but it's nice. I guess I'll find out a bit more about the KL scene.
Okay, so we'll start with the basic question first. Like, what made you decide to try your hand at being a solo artist?
I think for me, I've always been doing solo albums along the way. I mean, after I was in this band called Humpback Oak a long time ago, and after we disbanded, I did a little bit of solo stuff, and not very serious about it, but I was just kind of writing songs and releasing them. So in a way, it's always been an outlet for me to pursue that. So I don't really see it as like a full-on solo career. Yeah, my main priority is still with the Observatory. We kind of do quite intensive work. Yeah.
Okay, so like you also experiment with like a lot of sounds and musical notions. Like you said, like in your band, Humpback Oak, and also the Observatory.
Yeah.
So how do you set the musical style apart from when you're doing the sound with those bands and
Yes.
for your own solo project?
I think when I first started with Humpback Oak, it was quite focused in a way. We were all into kind of like the folk rock genre. Like we were into Neil Young and Crazy Horse, and yeah, a lot of these 60s bands, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and also at the same time I was into like Red House Painters and American Music Club, and I think I was just kind of still in that mode of a singer-songwriter, but framed within the context of a band. Yeah, back then, so it was quite focused. Whereas for like when it came to the Observatory, we kind of changed with every album. I think that kind of became our so-called way of working. We like to explore different sounds, and so with each album, we just really radically try to change things and ways of working as well. Yeah, and I guess as you're doing music, you kind of like chance upon different individuals that influence you. So for me specifically, having met some of the Norwegian musicians and also the producer that's been working with us, Jürgen, it's kind of been instrumental in me trying to explore sound as the way it is, you know, and how to incorporate that into sound, into music, sorry, and how to maybe try to create something new with that new perspective, you know, and so it's an exploration, actually, really.
Yeah, okay.
At times it's not really a method, but it's just curious exploration.
Just experimenting.
Experimenting, yeah.
What's your take on that? Does that worry you at all?
I guess when you're doing it with a band, especially with the Observatory, our standards are quite high, so we really try to go for something really polished or something that's very refined in our ideas. Whereas for my own solo stuff, there's more of that experimental kind of thing going on, even though it's like a folk record and all that. But the way I approach it is quite different. Like for this new album that No Such Thing as Ghost, there are a lot of songs that the music was written first without lyrics. So I kind of worked on music pieces, and then after that, after everything was recorded, I started writing the lyrics as I sang them. So it was kind of like almost improvised way of working on an album. So I would just sing whatever melody that comes to mind and work on the words as I went along. So almost quite an instant process of composition.
All right, sweet. So since you mentioned your latest album, No Such Thing as Ghosts, it's a 9-track album, and also it was made in between time when you were touring also with the band the
Yes,
Observatory.
yeah.
So how do you, find time and actually focus on actually making this new album at the same time?
It so happened that I had this free window actually. Yeah, where when we were kind of taking a sort of a break in a way, our previous member Barney Heikel left, and there was this window, there's this period, and I decided, okay, I wrote this bunch of music and maybe I should just make songs out of them. And so that's how No Such Thing came about.
So the songs they were already available at that time?
Yeah, because I was on tour with the Observatory and I was writing as I went along, and then I would just record it down and kept it aside. So when I decided to do this solo album, I just kind of dug through all these recordings and found the ones that I liked best and it still worked for me, and started to put like lyrics to it.